Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a quick little build with me in Notion. We're going to build the meds tracker that I use with one of my kids. I find it's really useful to give him a little bit of agency and also to keep track of notes for when we go to the doctor about symptoms and how it's working, as well as tracking dosage over time. So it's a pretty simple build, but I think it can be helpful just to have. We're going to do an inline database. Now, the magic of what this is comes in being able to use templates. So we're going to actually start by building a template rather than a database. And what we're going to call this is so meds tracker at today is going to be our template. We're going to add a date property. We're going to set this to date when duplicated. Then I'm going to go ahead and add dosage. And I'm going to set this now to what the dosage currently is. I will explain what I do with this in a little bit. Then I'm going to add a multi-select for symptoms. For this, I use it to track negative symptoms. I'll just put in a few common symptoms here, and then I delete them from the list. We're going to add notes. Finally, we're going to add a button. This button, to me, is the magic. What we do here is when the button is clicked, we're going to edit the property of date to time triggered. We're going to call it take meds. Save that. And then just to make this a little bit prettier, we're going to take this make it into a pill. Maybe do a thermometer here. Notes, we're going to do a pen. Now the magic of this comes in repeating every day, starting tomorrow at say 3:15. Now, the reason that I love this template is because what happens is every single day we will get a new entry automatically made. And what I do for my kid when we do this is when this shows up every day, all I have him do, organize this better. We put the button right here, and then he can just press take meds, and it adds what time the meds were taken so that we can keep track of that, to keep track of how long they're working for when they start to wear off. If I ever note any symptoms, they go here. Any notes that I have, that he has, or that his teacher has, we add here, so that when we do go to the doctor for any updates, we can just go through and read the notes and talk about what's happening. And if we wanted to, there's a lot of ways that we could do a chart, but what I want to do is show like dosage over time so that we could see when it goes up and goes down and how consistently he's taking the meds. And really, that's all there is to it. I find that a simple tracker that automatically creates itself is really useful, especially with something like ADHD, where you need something to be as simple and as close to done as possible. And at least for my kid, getting to actively press this button to note that he's done it and what time is really useful. And you'll notice when I create a new one, there's no time in it, so I can tell whether or not he's taken his meds, even though it will automatically create the date. If this button hasn't been checked, there is no time here, which tells me that he hasn't actually taken it. So that is how I use this for a meds tracker. If you wanted to, a few ways that you could customize this is to do more than one med. I would do a new template for each med and then just name it with the different medication type for each one and have each of them duplicate each day. Then the symptoms, of course, would have to probably go on both of them, but you could at least track them. And I hope that you find this useful.